Hey guys. Now, for those of you that have been following me for the past 12 years, since 2008, you know that for 6 of those 12 years, um, I've been working at the Walmart, one of the Walmarts here in the Central Valley. And for the past 6 years, I can tell you honestly that I have seen a lot of crap go down at my job. I've seen a lot of customers, try to, push the buttons of managers, fellow associates, and even try to push the buttons of our store security, our asset protection security. I've even seen customers try to get away with stealing stuff. Heck, at one time I was called in to be a witness. In the AP office. Well, one of the AP officers or heads of AP was trying to get the information from a kid that tried to steal some alcohol. And this is when we had the alcohol, some of the expensive alcohol on the shelf before it got caged. And I just remember sitting there, being a witness to this, and the next thing I know, kid opens the door, because he's sitting right next to the door, opens it up, runs out. I've even been there sometimes at night when customers would try to walk out with stuff that wasn't theirs or they didn't pay for. A good example of this, I think it was like a year after I started, or a year and a half after I started, I was doing a night shift and a closing shift anyway. And a customer, and this is no offense when I say this is when some of the weirdos come in. And one guy came in and got a box of shoes. And what he did is he took the new shoes that were in the box, took them out, because obviously they were identical to what he was wearing, put them on, and then took his old shoes and put them in the box. And then I don't know if he tried to pay for them, tried to act like he was going to pay for them, and then, pretended he didn't have the money. Needless to say, after he left, we looked in the box, or I looked in the box, and they were old shoes. They were worn out, old shoes. They've been used, they've been walked around, had stuff stepped on, or they stepped into stuff. And the shoes he stole, according to what we scanned on the UPC, were about $50. So I've seen a lot of crap go down. A lot. And the reason I bring this all up is because today, Tara Strong on Twitter retweeted a video that someone had put up of a fellow Walmart associate in another state, maybe here in California, at a Walmart, getting confronted by an older individual, and all because this older individual, this older man, did not want to abide by the mandatory rules that are temporarily, keyword there, temporarily, set in place for the safety and protection of other customers and the associates in the store. And it got to the point that he became confrontational. He got in the face of the associate. He even got into the face of the individual that was filming them or filming him with the phone or with the phone. And he just went off on them. He was I don't know honestly what this guy's deal is or was or what occurred. But all they were doing was asking him to kindly leave if he refused to wear a mask. And the reason I bring this video up that Tara Strong retweeted, and Tara Strong, in case you don't know, is the voice of Harley Quinn in the Batman franchise, and mostly recently known as the voice of Twilight Sparkle and in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and Pony Life. But anyway, like I said, Tara Strong, she retweeted this video, and this video to me is a clear example of how we as associates in retail whether it's Walmart, Target, Kohl's, or whatever, is just an example of how we deal with people, how we are supposed to deal with people and do deal with people. Because of the fact that there are, like I said, in the 6 years I've been at my job, I've seen a lot of crap go down. Recently, as I said in the vlog yesterday, recently on Friday there was an individual, and obviously you could tell he was on something, or he just came off, smoking something. I don't know what it was. But he wanted to return a car battery charger. The portable chargers you use to charge a battery, in your car. He wanted to return it. Unfortunately, because of the fact that people in recent years, doesn't matter if it's Walmart, Target, Kohl's, or wherever, because people in recent years have decided that the only way they want to make money, or the sneaky way they want to make money, is to take an item off the shelf and pretend like they're going to return it as if they bought it beforehand. Because people have stooped to that level to get money for free, a lot of retailers have instituted a new way of doing returns and refunds. And that new way, that new policy, is you have to have your receipt, or you have to have possibly your bank card. In other words, if you bought it with a debit card, bank card if you will, credit card, you have to have that with you. Especially if you don't have the receipt. If you have the receipt, no problem. That's good too. Because what it does either way is it allows us to look up the item, make it quick for us and for you, for the customers, so that we can get you the refund as quickly as possible, so that we can deal with other customers behind you or behind them. Well, like I said in the vlog, this guy did not want to abide by any of that. He just wanted his money back, but he didn't have no visual way of presenting that he had bought this battery charger. And he was rude to just about everybody that was trying to help him. From a CSM that just clocked in 15 minutes prior, to a part-time CSM who works in customer service, to even an assistant manager, he was just rude. And again, like I said, my opinion, it seemed like he was on something, that he was just finished smoking some weed or marijuana. And this is just a clear, and that there on Friday was just a clear example of people, of the crap a lot of retailers deal with, a lot of associates, employees of retail companies deal with. But again, I bring this up because this video is a clear example of associates, employees properly dealing with a situation, especially when it's a situation that is escalated by someone that just doesn't get it. They just don't understand that this is a temporary deal. It's not permanent. It's not forever. It's just temporary. And if you believe it's a political agenda, then do what a lot of people are going to do. Wait until the election is over in November or whenever they hold it, and see what happens from there. If you see people wearing less masks and you see more crowds happening, then you know and understand, okay, yes, part of this exaggeration of case numbers going up and stuff like that, it was all a political agenda. But again, it's just one of those situations. It's just one of those situations that people just don't get it. We're not trying to, this guy, when he went off, he threw every kind of reasoning or excuse at the associate. Oh, you're trying to take away my rights. Go continue your work for Satan and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, not even the Lord above would appreciate what you're doing. And there is one thing that Tara Strong put when she retweeted this. She put hashtag Trump supporter. But she said something in the middle. I'm not going to say the word. It's not a bad word, but still it's a word I don't want to say out of respect. But she said she said hashtag Trump blank supporter or hashtag Trump blank party. And I'll say this. I don't even think Donald Trump would appreciate what this guy is doing. Because whether you agree with Trump or you don't, whether you agree with what he says or you don't, whether you believe he's taking this whole situation seriously or not, even Trump would look at this guy and be like, no, dude. No, man. No, sir. That's not how we deal with this. That's not how we deal with things here. Because even Trump would agree that what stores are trying to do, what retailers are trying to do, is protect their own employees and associates and the customers that come inside. We're not trying to do anything bad. We're not trying to do anything wrong. Because honestly, it doesn't matter what side of the political party you're on. Whether you're for Trump, whether you're for Biden, or for whoever else is running, it doesn't matter what side of the political party you're on. This is something that's happening. This is a decision and a choice made by the companies, the retail companies that choose to make this mandatory for the protection of those that work for them and for those that come shop from them. It's not to take away anybody's rights. And for this guy to go off the way he did, it's not right. It's not the right thing to do. It's not the appropriate thing to do. Here's the thing. Myself and other associates, we deal every day with customers trying to come into the pharmacy side of the store, the pharmacy side entrance, because they're parked on that side. They park their car on that side. But we have to tell them that they have to go and use the grocery entrance. And there are times customers will just ignore what we say. The other day, or a couple of days ago, or a week ago, we had a group of young kids ignore with one of the associates that was, asked to sit in what's known as the screening center to help screen associates as they came in and clocked in for work. We had a bunch of kids just ignore what this one associate was trying to tell them, trying to say, hey, you're supposed to go out the other way, or go in the other way. They just ignored her. They acted like, do you guys hear something? I don't hear nothing. And that's how other customers have been. Now, are they happy about it? No. Now, we could probably make an exception if a customer is physically handicapped, like, they're an elderly person and they can't really walk as far as they should. We can make an exception here and there. But most of the time, we need people to understand that the entrance on the pharmacy side, the garden side of the store, temporarily is a screening center for the associates for when they come in. It's not there for you just to go in and out like you usually do. It's temporarily shut down and temporarily been converted into a screening center for the associates to be screened in. And yes, I understand. It might be a pain. It might be unnecessary, and stuff like that, to have to go all the way to the other side of the store to enter it. I get that. But it's only temporary. This whole situation doesn't matter if it's where I work, for the company I work, doesn't matter if it's the Target Corporation, doesn't matter if it's the Kohl's Corporation, wherever. It's a temporary deal. It's not forever. And people need to understand that. And this video here is an example of somebody not understanding that and taking it way out of proportion. We're not trying to take away any rights. We're trying to protect those in the store and those that work in the store. And I applaud my fellow associate at this Walmart, whether it's here in California or in another part of the United States. I applaud her and those around her for keeping their cool. Because they could have easily gone off. They could have easily got confrontational with this guy, but they didn't. So I applaud them for that. But people need to understand, this is only a temporary deal. This is only a temporary situation, It's not forever. But this is just a clear example of what we as associates in retail, this is basically what I'm trying to say, is this is a clear example of what we as associates and employees in retail deal with on a daily basis at times. Again, we're not trying to take anything away from people. We're not trying to, force people to do things. This is just a temporary, mandatory solution until, until a vaccine is announced, or until these virus cases go down by the minimum. I mean, right now, I just got word that my cousin and his family have to be quarantined because they're dealing with this whole situation, because they've been infected by this virus as well. And God willing, and God providing, and God will make happen, they will recover from this. But the truth of the matter, folks, is this. The truth of the matter is this. It's a temporary solution. Wearing a mask when you go into the store or a public area is a temporary solution. It's not forever. It's not something that's being forced upon you 24/7. It's a temporary, mandatory situation no matter where you go. So, again, I applaud my fellow Walmart associate for keeping her calm, keeping her cool, because honestly, anybody else would probably lose it. Would probably get confrontation with this guy. So I applaud her for that. And hopefully people that watch that video will have a better understanding of, look, this is temporary. We know nobody likes it, but it's a temporary solution. And it's like I said before in the video, it's like going and getting a shot. It might hurt. It might hurt at first, but, it might hurt at first, but it'll be over before you know it. So, I just wanted to come out and say that, guys, and let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. Let me know if any of you that work in retail or any other business have dealt with this before. Comment below. Take care. Be safe. I'm out.